Hello, in this video, we'll talk about how to use a Punnett square for a dihybrid cross. In the previous video, I showed you how to use a Punnett square for a monohybrid cross. If you haven't seen that yet, go check it out below. So what's the difference between the two? A monohybrid cross looks at one trait. That means we only track one gene with two alleles. Say for example, we have a gene for height. Now since we have a gene for height, we are going to have two alleles. So the alleles for height could be for tallness and for shortness. A dihybrid cross, on the other hand, looks at two traits at the same time, meaning we are tracking two genes at the same time. That would give us 4 alleles. Before we go and try solving problems relating to dihybrid cross, let us first understand how we can look at two genes at the same time. Like, what is the law behind it? In Mendelian genetics, we have the law of independent assortment. Law of independent assortment. So basically what this means is that the inheritance of one gene does not affect the other. One gene does not affect the other. Say for example, in pea plants, the gene they inherit for height does not affect the gene they inherit for seed color, or the gene they inherit for seed color does not affect the gene they inherit for seed shape, and so on. Okay, let's now try to solve this problem. So in pea plants, seed shape can be round or wrinkled, where round is dominant over wrinkled. Seed color can be yellow or green, where yellow is dominant over green. If a plant with a heterozygous dominant genotype on both seed shape and seed color is crossed with another plant with the same genotype, what will be the possible phenotype of the offspring? So the first thing that we want to do is to identify the genotypes of the parents, which is big R, small r, big Y, small y. Since it is mentioned in the problem that the parents have the same genotype, we're just going to write this down again. Big R, small r, big Y, small y. Now, both parents are heterozygous dominant on both traits, meaning they're both round and yellow. So why are they round and yellow? That is because we have the presence of dominant alleles. We have the presence of round allele and yellow allele. Alright, so we can really approach this problem the same way that we did on the monohybrid cross. Okay, so meron tayong mga extra steps na gagawin para ma-form yung gametes ng parents, or yung mga letters na nilalagay natin sa top side ng ating Punnett square and sa left side ng ating Punnett square. So what we want to do is to pair up the alleles of the parents. Say for example, itong alleles for round shape, i-pair natin sa alleles dito sa yellow color. So itong big R natin, i-pair natin siya sa big Y. I-pair din natin siya sa small y. So we are going to have big R, big Y, big R, and small y. So the next thing that we want to do is to pair the small r to the big Y, which gives us small r, big Y. And pair it as well to the small letter y, which will give us small r and small y. So now we have the gametes of the parents, or yung mga letters nilalagay natin sa top side ng ating Punnett square and sa left side ng ating Punnett square. Now, since pareho yung genotype ng ating parents, we don't have to form the combination ng gametes dito sa isang parent since pareho lang naman sila. Now that we have the gametes of the parents, the next thing that we want to do is to set up our Punnett square. So we're going to do that by writing the gametes or yung mga letters na form natin sa top side ng ating Punnett square and sa left side ng ating Punnett square. So a hybrid cross should look like this, or yung Punnett square sa the hybrid cross should look like this. So this is a 4x4 Punnett square. So yung gametes natin, we have big R, big Y, big R, small y, small r, big Y, small r, and small y. So etong gametes natin sa top, isusulat lang din natin dito sa left side. Okay, so now that we have set up our Punnett square, it's time for us to fill it up. So we are going to do so by combining the alleles or the gametes from the top and from the left side of our Punnett square. So simply, big R, big R, big Y, big Y. So saan yan galing? Dito lang sa taas and sa left side. So we're going to have big R, big Y, and small y. So big R, big Y, and small y. So we're going to write that down again. Big R, big Y, and big Y. Big R and small r, big Y, and small y. So the rest, ganun lang din yung gagawin natin. Simply combine the gametes from the top and from the left side to the rest of the boxes in our Punnett square. So i-skip ko na lang. Okay, so now that we have filled our Punnett square, we're going to write down all the genotypes that have appeared in our Punnett square and also write the genotypic ratio. So basically, kapag magsusulat tayo ng genotype, magbe-base lang tayo dito sa Punnett square, syempre. And unahin mo natin isulat yung mga genotype na walang kapareho. So usually, kapag magkocross tayo ng two parents with the same genotype and they are both heterozygous for the two traits, etong padiagonal na to from upper left to lower right, wala yang kapareho. So let's write that down. Big R, big R, big Y, big Y, big R, ayan. So, etong sinulat natin na to, lahat yan walang kapareho. So, isa lang sila sa Punnett square. Now, alin yung magkakapareho? So, lagi, etong magkatapat na to, magkapareho yan. Etong magkatapat na to, magkapareho yan. And etong from lower left to upper right, yung padiagonal na yan, silang apat, magkakapareho. Ito namang nasa baba na to and etong katapat niya, pareho yan palagi. And this one is the same as this one. So, skip ko na lang ulit. Isulat ko na lang yung mga possible genotypes. Now, after writing all the genotypes, it should look like this. Ayan. So, ito yung mga possible genotypes natin. So, now let's write the genotypic ratio. So, bring ko lang sa taas para may space. So, ngayon, sa pagsulat ng genotypic ratio, isulat lang naman natin itong lahat ng numbers ng genotype natin. So, we have 1:1, 1:1, 2. So, dapat meron tayong total of 16. So, pag addin natin lahat. So, 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. So, we have 4, 6, 8, 12, 14, and 16. So, most likely, tama yung ginawa natin. So now let's deal with the phenotype and the phenotypic ratio. Okay, so the first thing that we want to do when counting the phenotypes and the phenotypic ratio is to identify the possible phenotypes first. So para na malaman natin yun, dapat alam muna natin ano ba yung mga alleles natin. So we have allele for round shape and for wrinkled. We have an allele for yellow color and for green color. Now the next thing that we want to do is to determine which ones are the dominant and which ones are the recessive. So wrinkled and green, they are the recessive ones. Round and yellow, they are the dominant ones. Now, ang gagawin lang natin para malaman yung possible phenotypes is to combine the alleles or yung traits. So, magkakaroon tayo ng round and wrinkled and round and green. So, we're going to have round and green and round and yellow. Round and yellow. Round and green. Now, wrinkled and green. We're going to have wrinkled and yellow and wrinkled and green. So, wrinkled and yellow, wrinkled and green. So, the next thing that we want to do is bilangin kung ilan sila sa Punnett square natin. So, para malaman yan, mag-base lang tayo dito sa mga genotypes na lumabas. So, lahat ng mga merong dominant allele will be round. Lahat ng may mga dominant allele in terms of color will be yellow. So, para hindi tayo malito, hanapin muna natin lahat ng genotype na magiging round. Wait, burahin ko ito, lipat ko sa baba. So ito, since may dominant allele siya for shape, this would be round. Susulat natin round. This would be round as well. This will be wrinkled since pareho silang homozygous recessive. So this will be round. This will be round. This will be round. This will be round. And this will be wrinkled. So ngayon, alamin naman natin yung mga magiging kulay ng bawat isa. This will be yellow. This will be green. Since dalawa yung recessive allele niya. So this will be yellow. This will be green. This will be yellow. Okay, so now it's time for us to count the phenotypes. Ngayon, ilan yung naging round and yellow? So we have we have one. Ito, we have 1 round and yellow. We have 2 plus 1 is 3. 2 plus 3 is 5. And 5 plus 4 is 9. So we have 9 round and yellow. Now let's count how many are round and green. So round and green, we have 1. And we have 1 plus 2 is 3. So we have 3 round and green. Now let's deal with wrinkled and yellow. So this is wrinkled and yellow. We have 1 and we have 2. So 1 plus 2 is 3. Now let's deal with wrinkled and green. So wrinkled and green, ito lang siya. So nag-iisa. Now that we have the number of phenotypes, we can write down the phenotypic ratio. So the phenotypic ratio would be 9 is to 3 is to 3 is to 1. So, saan to galing? Dito lang din. So, that's how we do a dihybrid cross. So, I hope you learned something. Thank you for watching.